Hello students, this is my last video to explain the theory. In my next video, I will cover some problems and some CET questions. The last topic is standard free energy change and equilibrium constant. In the last video, we come to know that the change in free energy predicts the spontaneity of a reaction. Any reaction which is having negative delta G value, that reaction is spontaneous. If delta G value is positive, the reaction is non-spontaneous. Different conditions you have studied, you learned. Today, what is standard free energy and what is the relationship between standard free energy change and equilibrium constant? Okay, standard free energy change. The change in free energy which takes place when the reactants in the standard state are converted into the products in their standard state is called standard free energy change. Whenever a reaction occurs, the reactants are in their standard state, that is, the temperature is 298 Kelvin and pressure is 1 atmosphere or 1 bar. In these conditions, the reactants are at standard states. Whenever they undergo some reaction and they will give product, and that products must be in their standard state. During this reaction, the change in free energy is called standard free energy change. It is denoted by delta G naught. Delta G naught can be given, or delta G naught equal to sum of the standard free energy of products minus sum of the standard free energy of the reactant. That is summation of delta standard free energy of the products minus summation of standard free energy of the reactants. In this way we are going to calculate. Now, standard enthalpy of formation and standard free energy of formation of elementary substances is taken as 0. Elementary substances. Whenever the substance is in elemental form, in any reaction, the reactants or products are in their elemental state. In that condition, their standard enthalpy as well as standard free energy is always taken as 0. For example, nitrogen combines with hydrogen to give ammonia. Here, nitrogen, hydrogen are in gaseous state and they are in elemental state. Whenever we are going to calculate the standard free energy change, that is, standard free energy change is equals to summation of standard free energy change of product minus summation of standard free energy change for the reactor. Here this value is equals to 2 into ammonia value, whatever we are going to get, that value is here. But here the reactant value, here nitrogen is in the form of element, so its value is 0, and hydrogen is also in the form of element, so its value is also 0. So the summation of change in free energy of the reactants is 0. So it means that standard enthalpy, that is delta H naught, and standard free energy, that is delta G naught, for elements is always considered as 0 during the reaction. Okay, in any calculation, if the reactants or products are in their elemental state, then their free energy change as well as their enthalpy change is taken as 0. Okay. Second, next one, free energy change and equilibrium. What is the relationship between free energy change and equilibrium? Let us know. I think you know. What do you mean by equilibrium? Equilibrium is a state in a reversible reaction where forward reaction and backward reaction have same rate. For example, there is a reversible reaction. A plus B are the reactants, C and D are the products. So this reaction is a reversible reaction. It means A and B combine to give the product C and D, and C and D combine to give the reactants A and B. It means there is a means the products can be converted into reactants, whereas reactants are converting into products. Equilibrium nothing but it is the state in a reversible reaction where the rate of forward reaction and the rate of backward reaction are same. It means the amount of A or the concentration of A and concentration of B is constant, or the concentration of C and concentration of D at equilibrium are constant. Whenever the reaction reaches to equilibrium, their concentration become constant, not equal, become constant. It may be 1 mole, it may be 2 mole, it may be 0.5 mole, it may be 0.75 mole. Means whatever their concentration is there at equilibrium, that value become a constant, but they are not equal. Don't think that concentration of A, concentration of B, concentration of C, concentration of D are all are equal. No. Different, whatever they have different concentration, that concentration value is constant at equilibrium. So whenever means whenever the reaction reaches an equilibrium, we are having some constant value. That constant is called equilibrium constant. Okay. Then what is the relationship between free energy change, standard free energy change, and equilibrium constant? Let us know. Okay. For a spontaneous reaction, the value of delta G is negative. This is the condition. If any reaction is spontaneous, then the change in free energy must be negative. Consider a reversible reaction, any one reaction, in which both forward and backward reactions are occurring. For example, here nitrogen oxide, dinitrogen oxide, N2O4 decomposed to give NO2. So this reaction is a reversible reaction. Continuously N2O4 decomposes to give NO2. At the same time, two NO2 molecules recombine to give N2O4. So this reaction is a reversible reaction. It means decomposition of N2O4 is possible. At the same time, combination of NO2 is also possible. Means they are occurring simultaneously. When they are occurring simultaneously, their delta G value must be negative. For example, for the forward reaction, that is N2O4 converts to NO2. For this, delta G value must be negative. If delta G value is not negative, then the reaction is not going to proceed. It means this is the condition. Whereas at the same time, reverse reaction also has the delta G negative, because combination of two NO2 molecules are going to give N2O4 molecule. So both the reactions are possible. So both the reactions have negative delta G value. But now we come to know that whenever a forward reaction has negative delta G value, then the backward reaction has a positive delta G value. But here both the reactions are occurring, therefore there must be negative delta G value. Okay. Here we have one graph of the above reaction. On y-axis we have free energy change. On x-axis we have fraction of N2O4 dissociated. How much N2O4 is dissociated we are recorded on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we have recorded their free energy. There are some points A, B and E. A point refers the free energy of N2O4. The point B refers the free energy of NO2. The point E refers the free energy of equilibrium mixture. Whenever you compare the value free energy of N2O4 with E is negative. And whenever you compare the value free energy of NO2 with equilibrium mixture, E has negative. It means equilibrium has lower delta G value compared to N2O4 as well as NO2. Because of that, here whenever we consider these two, there is decrease in the delta G value, so forward reaction is possible. Whenever we compare these two values, E has negative delta G value compared to NO2, so backward reaction is also possible. So this reaction is in both the direction is possible. Okay. The difference already they have mentioned here. Delta G naught, the free energy change for this reaction is plus 5.4 kilojoules per mole, means the difference in products minus reactants. Delta G naught value of the product minus delta G naught value of the reactant, the difference is about 5.4. So 5.4 kilojoules, here the difference is there, but equilibrium value has lower than that value, means at equilibrium delta G naught value is very negative compared to N2O4 as well as NO2. So the reaction is possible in both the direction. Okay, I think you understood this. Relationship between standard free energy change and equilibrium constant. We come to the main topic. The free energy change of the reaction is related to standard free energy change of the reaction is given by this equation, that is free energy change of the reaction, which is equal to standard free energy change of the reaction plus RT ln Q, where R gas constant, T absolute temperature, Q is reaction quotient. Reaction quotient nothing but it is the ratio of the concentration of product by concentration of the reactants. Okay. Reaction quotient Q is nothing but concentration of the product divided by concentration of the reactant. Whenever we take this value, or whenever we take the ratio of concentration of product by concentration of the reactant, we are getting Q, that is reaction quotient. Okay. At equilibrium, already we learned that change in delta G is 0, that is change in free energy at equilibrium is 0. So this value becomes 0. So standard free energy change plus RT ln Q, or this become minus RT ln Q. In place of Q you can take it as K, because it is equilibrium constant. Q, actually Q and K both are same. Q Already I told you it is the ratio between concentration of the product by concentration of the reactant. K, the ratio between concentration of the product and concentration of the reactant at equilibrium. Here we are taking the ratio of equilibrium concentration, whereas Q we are taking the ratio of product by reactant at any instant. I think you learn that in equilibrium, so I have stopped here only. Otherwise I will for example, the reaction is proceeding in this way. In this direction the forward reaction is going on, in the opposite the backward reaction is going on. Think that this will be the point of equilibrium. At this equilibrium, rate of forward reaction, rate of backward reaction both are same, so concentration of reactant and product are constant at K. For example, if we want to measure or concentration of the product by concentration of the reactant at particular instant. For example, here if we want to measure the concentration of product and concentration of the reactant, here whatever the concentration of product and concentration of reactant we are getting, that ratio is nothing but Q. That is called reaction quotient. See, here this is the equilibrium. Okay, it means here the concentration of the product and concentration of the reactant are constant, but here the concentration of the product is different, concentration of the reactant is different. At this point means it is left to the equilibrium, so at this point concentration of the reactant is more compared to concentration of the product value is less, whereas reactant value is more. If we measure Q value at this point, it means here the reaction crossed the equilibrium state. When the reaction crossed equilibrium state, whatever we are measuring, that is nothing but Q, and here the product concentration is more compared to the reactant concentration. Here we are getting different Q value, here we are getting different Q value, so Q value changes but K value remain constant in a reversible reaction. Okay, in briefly I am going to I did explain. Okay. So in place of Q we are taking K because K is the equilibrium constant. In logarithm base 10 we can write here delta G naught R is equals to minus 2.303 RT log K. This is the relationship between standard free energy change and equilibrium constant of the reaction. Okay, now we came to the last topic of thermodynamics, that is magnitude of equilibrium constant for exothermic and endothermic reaction. Understood? What is the value of equilibrium constant for exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction? Let us know. We know this formula, that is relationship between standard free energy change and equilibrium constant. In two ways we can explain, that is delta G naught equals to minus RT ln K or delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log K. And same delta G naught value can be related with change in enthalpy, standard enthalpy and standard entropy. So delta G naught equals to delta H naught minus T delta S naught. Here Gg is there, so just we compare these two values. RT ln K equals to T delta S naught minus delta H naught. Because we are neglecting or we are multiplying both sides by minus sign, it becomes positive and it becomes positive, so delta H become negative. So finally we are getting that ln K equals to T delta S naught minus delta H naught by RT. In other form, we can write here as log k equals to T delta S naught minus delta H naught divided by 2.303 RT. For strongly endothermic reactions, delta H naught is large and positive, hence term on right hand side will have a small value, so will be ln k and hence k. So here let us, this is the equation, this is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. If our reaction is endothermic, endothermic means here delta H value become positive, so your equation become T delta S naught minus delta H naught, because delta H naught value is positive, so here minus is there, so directly this is the answer, this will be the answer. 2.303 RT, here R is constant, temperature is constant, so this value become very small value, because whatever the value we have, we are subtracting it, because delta H value is large, strongly endothermic, it means delta H value is more positive, so large value we are subtracting from this value, so whatever it may be, here we are getting a very small value, so a small value of ln k, at the same time k value is also less for endothermic reaction. Next, for exothermic reaction, again the equation log k equals to T delta S naught minus delta H naught divided by 2.303 RT. Strong exothermic. Exothermic means here delta H value become negative, so T delta S naught minus of minus, that is delta H, otherwise you write here delta H naught minus delta H naught value divided by 2.303 RT, so T delta S naught minus into minus plus delta H naught divided by 2.303 RT. Whenever we compare these two value, this value is large compared to this, so log k value is large, at the same time k value is also large. Okay, by this I am going to conclude thermodynamics. Theoretical part is over, we left some problems and CET questions. In the next video I will try to cover it. Okay, thank you.